Hi, I'm Dr. Emily Chan, naturopathic doctor, and today I want to share with you some methods to help you if you're feeling a stuck feeling and can't really get momentum going, and especially if you're feeling stuck because of your own self-judgment. So have you ever felt like you just had things that you want to do, you're excited about doing, but they feel so big that it's just overwhelming? And maybe physically you don't really have enough energy, or the stress has been a little bit high that it just feels like that task is so big. So what ends up doing is that it doesn't get done. And then at the end of the day, you kind of look back at your day and then you feel like, oh, there are all these things that I didn't do. Then you start feeling bad. So there's that guilt feeling creeping in. And the more that adds up and the more things that were not done, the more the list feels longer and the more overwhelming. So this pattern can get in the way and just feel like, you're stuck. You're in this rut and this pattern, and now you want to get rid of that. You want to break out of that cycle. So I want to share with you some techniques that we can do to shift. Because again, everything is perception, right? So somebody might feel like doing one thing is really easy, and another person might feel like doing that same thing is a lot of work. Same thing for yourself. So what would it be like if you actually just did it and it felt easy, it wasn't a burden? And I want to tell you that it is possible to just get that shift. And it's part of shifting that nervous system and your own personal energy. So there's some few simple techniques I will show you in this video, and then if you need any more support, feel free to contact me and I'm happy to work with you. So what we're going to do today is some combination of some breathing techniques and some NET. So I'll walk you through that. So go ahead and let's just get settled as we start. So I always say take a few deep breaths. That allows you to get into your body. And as you get into your body, you can be in that space to shift your nervous system. So inhale deeply and exhale all the way out. On your next inhale, pay attention that your spine is straight. Inhale and exhale all the way out. Next inhale, paying attention that your lower rib cages are expanding as you're taking in that breath. And then exhaling out all that stress. Making sure your feet are flat on the ground and contact with the ground. Inhale again. And as you inhale, allow that oxygen to just oxygenate your brain. So sometimes we feel tired and sometimes our brains are fogged up. Sometimes we're more stressed just because we're not breathing. We're not getting that oxygen that we need to our brain. So oxygen is really energizing. So take another few deep breaths with me together. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. So if you want to breathe some more, you can pause this video. Right now I'm going to go on to working with you some NET. So let's do our first point. So I want you to think of something that's bothering right now that makes you feel stuck. So I want you to think of something that perhaps you have a worry or a fear, or you feel like you don't have control over a certain event. So that kind of feeling, maybe fear or worry, because those emotions have to do with your organ, the spleen. So spleen, stomach, digestive system. So be very specific what it is, as we want to work to disintegrate that, to release it from your body. So think of one instance that you want to release right now that it's vivid to you. Good, you got it. So right now I'm gonna have you find this point. So we're gonna hold this point it's on your right hand. So find your right hand. So you're gonna high five me on this side. So your right hand. We're gonna look at this point on your radial pulse. So that's on the thumb side, your pulse point. Right at the start of your wrist is 1 point. You're gonna put your second finger down a finger length right next to it. So it doesn't matter, it's gonna be your finger widths. So that's your spleen stomach point, the second point right here. I'm gonna have you take your right hand and put that on your forehead. Have your left palm facing you. Take that middle finger to grab onto spleen stomach point. So go ahead and close your eyes. So think about that instance where you have maybe some fear or worry about that's getting you stuck. The fear, worry is causing you to be stuck. Think of that instance. Think and feel now, continuing to keep your hand on your forehead, holding that point. I'm going to take mine down because I'm going to just speak right here, but you keep it right up there, okay? So feel where in your body you feel this feeling of that worry or fear. Once you feel where it is in your body, maybe it's in your stomach, maybe it's in your lower belly, maybe it's in your back. So wherever that is for you, go ahead and just pay attention and observe that area. So no judgment of that area, just observing the feeling. And I'm gonna have you take deep breaths for about a couple minutes. So just close your eyes and breathe through that sensation. And since spleen stomach is an earth element in Chinese medicine, I'm gonna play a koshi chime for you. That is an earth tone. So you keep breathing, close your eyes, and I'll do that while you take your deep breaths. Keep breathing deeply. Breathe into that body sensation. You're doing great. Few more deep breaths here. And if you want to keep breathing, stop the video. You're noticing, these are the chimes by the way, you're noticing for a shift in that sensation. So perhaps that sensation is not as intense in your body. If you need a little bit more time, just keep breathing. That sensation moves somewhere else, just breathe through that area also. So really feel free to stop the video if you need more time. All right, all good. So let's just take a deep breath, check in. Think about that instance that you had some worry or fears. Think about it. Maybe it's harder to think about it. Maybe it doesn't feel as intense to you. So that's a good sign you released. Let's do one more. So there's sometimes this thing where we feel angry at ourselves, right? You kind of feel upset at yourself for not doing something or whatever it is. So think of an instance that you feel stuck, or something's keeping you stuck because you're just upset at yourself, and so those emotions are not really helping. So we're gonna do the left hand now for the point that's the liver point for anger in Chinese medicine. The organs are related to emotions. If it's very interesting how that is. So your left hand, so high five me on this side, your left hand. We're gonna take the second point just like the other side. So point number one, thumb side, right? Pulse point, radial pulse, start of wrist, one finger length down. That's your liver point, second point right here. Put your left hand on your forehead, right hand, middle finger grab onto liver point. That helps to release anger. Close your eyes. So think about that instance that you're upset at yourself, or if there's somebody you're upset at, that's good too. We can release that, but only think of one instance at a time as we're doing this. And take deep breaths, noticing where you're feeling that feeling of being upset at yourself. Where in your body? Is it your chest? Is it your stomach? Where do you feel that? Once you're aware of where you feel that emotion in your body, just breathe into that area. Deep breaths, breathing into that area. Deep breaths, just breathe into that area. You're doing great. And liver organ in Chinese medicine is a wood element. That's a green color. So I am going to play our wood chime as you're breathing. So keep your hands on your forehead, taking deep breaths. And as you observe the sensation in your body, that's one way to disintegrate this anger. So we're disintegrating that, releasing that from your body. Be kind to yourself. Just observe those feelings like you're an outsider, so no judgment. Those sensations in your body is neither good nor bad. Keep breathing, deep breaths. You're doing great. Taking a few more deep breaths here. If you need a little bit more time, just stop the video. You know you're done when that sensation shifts. You feel a shift. You did great. So check into that event that you were thinking about that you might be upset at yourself for. Just check and see, how do you feel about it now? Maybe it just feels a lot more distant, right? You feel lighter perhaps? Awesome. So thank you so much for joining me. I do want to mention that a lot of people I've heard sometimes feel like when they're doing some work, they don't want to work and they want to go on vacation or do something fun. But then when they're doing something fun, they feel guilty and bad and that maybe they should work, right? So my challenge to you is that see what you can do to have a little bit of each one of that throughout the day and do what works for you. So when you're enjoying, be 100% in it and enjoy. And when you're working, see what you can find joy in working. What are you doing this for? Connect back to the purpose of why you're doing this, how it's benefiting you, your family, or maybe someone else. And that might bring a little bit more joy and reduce the overwhelm as well. And then after you're all done with this, I encourage you to go on a 20-minute walk. So sometimes just by moving your body, you move the energy and the chi. By moving your body, you release stuck energy of itself. You don't have to overthink it or anything. It just does it automatically. So go get some exercise after this, and it should be very helpful to you. I want to reach out if you need any extra support. I'm here for you, so don't hesitate to reach out to me. modernintegrativemedicine.com. You can get contact for us to do some deeper work with you if that's something that you need. Thank you so much for watching. Blessings to you and have a very wonderful day. Take care.